Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A student reached out to our whistleblower hotline upset over a surprise increase in his college bill.
At issue is a fee some Minnesota State University system students will pay as classes move from in-person to strictly online because of COVID-19. As Valley News Team's Joshua Pagaro learned, the extra charge may hurt their already tight budgets.
Ben Blanchard is a rising senior at Minnesota State University Moorhead with plans to graduate next summer.
When you're relying on things like financial aid for going to school, you've already budgeted so carefully that anything can throw it out of whack, especially something like this.
He has a job to help pay for his college costs, but he says he was shocked by the extra increases he noticed in his school bill.
There's schools that are lowering their tuition rates because of COVID-19 and having to move online. You don't get the same quality of classes.
The increase is due to administrators switching some classes from in-person to strictly online as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. Students I spoke to are upset with the lack of communication from Minnesota State University Moorhead regarding this fee.
I didn't get an email on my account, and I check it regularly, so I figured something would be on there, but
it costs an extra 12 cents at MSUM per credit for an online class compared to an in-person one. For example, in a 15-credit semester, a student would pay $825 instead of $823.20 if classes were in person. That does not include tuition costs. That's far less than what students at other Minnesota State University schools have to pay. At Metropolitan State, it's reportedly $20 extra per credit for an online course. State data shows a majority of Minnesota State colleges are losing money on their online courses except MSUM. This past year, they made more than $42,000 in revenue. MSUM says the online fee helps pay for technology and teacher training. In Moorhead, Joshua Pagaro, Valley News Live.
MSUM says that there will be discussion on this subject this week with student government on setting a cap on the fees that students pay when their classes are switched from in-person to online. There's a petition circulating online to get Minnesota State to drop the online fee this year.
Now that we've reached August, we're wondering if we'll be dealing with the dog days or cooler temps as we head for fall. Let's begin by asking Hutch about tonight's weather conditions. Hutch, welcome back.
Thanks so much, Andrea. Yes, to both questions. We're going to get some more beautiful weather, but the heat is coming back as well. As we take a look outside right now, things are very quiet, and the radar is equally as quiet in our area. So for tonight, get out and enjoy these marvelous and comfortable temperatures, staying in the 70s in all locations in our neck of the woods today. In fact, mid-60s right now in Wadena, 74 in the Lake of the Woods area. The dew point temperatures, one thing you might not know about is that our air overnight can cool to these readings as we go through a long, calm, and cool night. And well, that's going to be the case again. We'll see some 40s overnight, mainly to our east as we go through the overnight. Your planner for tonight in Fargo shows temperatures falling out of the 70s after sunset, and then gorgeous conditions. On a cool night, you should just crack the window open, maybe give your air conditioner just a little bit of a break. Likewise, Grand Forks looks quiet as well. And some of us here, even in the valley, have a shot at seeing some 40s just like this morning. We have declared first alert weather days for Friday and for Saturday. Heat, humidity, and storms all set to return. More details on that here in a few more moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
The cost of school supplies may vary this year depending on how much time your kids spend at home, distance learning, or in the classroom. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard has more on how school leaders and local businesses are stepping in to help keep those costs down.
Like any other attempt to save money, it can be the little things that make a big difference. With face masks expected to be mandatory, larger districts like Fargo and smaller ones like Hillsborough say every staff member and student will need a mask. In Fargo, students will be asked to buy a mask as part of the school supplies for the year. Meanwhile, organizations in the metro are stepping in. The Great Plains Food Bank says they've been in contact with local school districts ready to help out where they can.
When COVID hit, we saw as high as a 79% increase in need for food assistance in certain areas.
How are you guys kind of helping out during this time?
Childhood hunger is always going to be a big priority for us. We're going to continue to do all we can to feed those in need. We'll continue offering our services to anyone that needs them.
When schools switched to distance learning last spring, spirits were lifted across the metro when internet providers like Beck Communications Cooperative provided free internet.
Yeah, people were they're very appreciative that their cooperative was there to support them.
CEO Derek Bolawaz says he's playing this year by ear as the free internet ended July 31st.
A lot of people are expecting to see something happen in the future, but now they're more prepared. I know the schools did get some funding to solve some of these problems.
Fargo Public Schools says Midco has been working this summer on contacting families that applied for their free internet last spring to make sure they're aware of 2 lower cost options. For any family who says they cannot afford either of the options should talk to school administration to explore other options. In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Sparklight says that they're extending access to free public Wi-Fi hotspots through the end of the year in order to keep individuals and communities connected during the crisis.
After this picture from a West Fargo concert went viral, showing hundreds of people not socially distanced and without masks at Saturday night's Hairball show at The Lights in West Fargo. Several of you reached out to our whistleblower hotline with concerns about COVID-19. Epic Companies says temperatures and COVID-19 screenings were taken at the door, and they say wearing a mask was required in order to get into the venue. However, concert goers were free to make their own decisions on masks and social distancing once they were inside.
It's a little bit disappointing, but obviously at the same time, we're just hoping that people that were there felt comfortable, and they, like I said, they made the choice to go, and they made the choice kind of to stand closer to someone than we asked them to.
Fargo Cass Public Health says they have not received any complaints about Saturday's concert, and Olson says no one was turned away from the concert. She also says, as of right now, mandating masks for event goers at the Lights is not on the table.
We have updated numbers for COVID-19. North Dakota is reporting 127 new coronavirus cases. The daily positivity rate stands at 2.7%. In Minnesota, 622 new cases have been confirmed. And for a full breakdown of the numbers, log on to our website at valleynewslive.com. And a COVID-19 testing event will be held in Grand Forks on Friday. It'll begin at 10 in the morning and run till 3 in the afternoon at the University of North Dakota's High Performance Center. Now, you're going to have to register before attending the event, and you can do that by going to the website that's on your screen.
Several charges have been filed against a man connected to the May 30th riot in downtown Fargo. Authorities say Kafo Lahai admitted to police that he was at the riot, throwing rocks at officers and at the windows of JL Beers and the Hodo restaurant and lounge. He told investigators he did it out of anger because police were using tear gas and rubber bullets, and he thought the use of force was unjustified. Damages from both businesses are at around $10,000.
A 22-year-old man who worked at a nonprofit that helps people with disabilities is in jail for sexually abusing a 7-year-old girl with autism. His name is Michael Hunt Walters. He's accused of sexually assaulting the child in November of 2019. He worked for the Ann Carlson Center in Jamestown. Investigators say that her grandparents noticed a change in her once Hunt Walters dropped her off at their home. Authorities were notified. The girl was taken to a Fargo hospital for a sexual assault exam where examiners found signs of abuse. Hunt Walters denied hurting the girl.
An area school board is voting on getting rid of its school resource officer. Members of the Barnesville School Board are meeting at 7:30 tonight at the school's library to discuss the topic. The Barnesville Police Department publicly came out against the move, saying the position is important for the safety of students. They add the decision has nothing to do with the officer. We'll let you know what they decide to do later on tonight.
2 people are dead. 1 person is hurt following a crash. Authorities say it happened 7:30 last night at the intersection of Becker County Highway 39 and Bass Lake Road north of Snellman. Leonard Holmer was riding his motorcycle with his wife Nancy when they hit a van driven by Roy Laddie. Holmer and his wife died. Laddie was taken to the hospital.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, there's new information about those mysterious seeds from China and what they could be.
This morning's temperatures were on the crisp side, 42 Bemidji, 43 up to the north in Waskish. Looks like another crisp night tonight. Great night to get out and swing some clubs at the Dakota Winds golf course out there. Your forecast includes some storm potential. Details next.